Hi, and welcome to Mr. Data. Do you want to stop spreadsheet errors before they happen? In this video, I'll show you some tips and tricks with data validation in Google Sheets to make your data more accurate and reliable. First, we're going to start off with Dropdown List. Dropdown lists are a great way if you have a finite number of choices. To add a dropdown list, simply select the cells that you want to add it to. You can right-click and then select Dropdown. There you go, that easy. Now, since this is a status, we can do active or inactive. And that's it. And now you can see we have active and inactive as a drop-down list option. Additionally, in the drop-down list, we can do named ranges in our drop-down list. On this sheet over here, I already have a drop-down list set up. To add a named range, all you need to do is go to Data, Named Ranges. Since I already have this one selected right here, right here under Employee Status, let's just delete that out. And we will add a new one here. We're going to call this Imp Status. Let me do that as an underscore. And we're selecting cell A2 through A8. The blank cells are ignored, so that's totally fine. And what this allows us to do is it allows us to add in more statuses later. So as you can see, we can, well, first let's hop over to the other sheet. So here we have active and inactive, but what we can do is under our data validation, we can just go to data and go to data validation. We can select our existing range and we can change this from a drop down to a drop down from a range. And here we can select EMP status. And what this will do now is it'll allow us to see drive directly from this list. So if I add another one in here called inactive retired, it'll now show up in all of these drop-down lists. So this is a much more dynamic way to create drop-down lists if you only have a few options, and you possibly will be expanding them in the future. The next thing we can do is add in more data validation rules for the age, because age is only going to be a number. So what we can do is rather than drop-down list, we can go to is between, and we can say 18 and 75. Because maybe some people want to keep working after regular retirement age. Then another option we have here is we can reject any input that does not fall within this range. Because if you just do show a warning, it'll still let you input the invalid data and it'll flag it with a little red chip. But what we want to do is we actually want to say, no, you can't enter this data unless you enter it in properly. And then if you want to further help them, it'll pop up a message whenever you enter in invalid data saying put a number between 18 and 75. So here, if we do 15, it's going to say, oh, you need to enter a number between 18 and 75. So if we do 18, we're good. If we do cat, oh, I messed up again. My apologies. We need to expand this data sheet out to more than just that range. And now you see there's a little chip that I was talking about with cat. So we can get rid of that. And if we try to type in dog, it says, oh, there was a problem, and then it clears out the error message. And again, we can do the same thing here by adding another rule, but this time I'm going to select the cells. And we can change this from a drop down to a date is on or after, because this is a start date. And let's say the company started in January 1st of 2020. We can't have any employees prior to that date. And now it says, oh, it must be on or after and see here we have the setting of today. So we can change this to an exact date of 1/1/2020. We can also show this error message, and we can reject any input that doesn't meet that criteria. And because we're on that date, we're good now. And again, if we try to change this to 2019, it's going to say, oh, I can't do that. Enter a date after 1/1/2020, and then it reverts it back to what it was. So if this cell was empty, it would be empty. So if I did 8/10/1990, it would say, nope, that's not enough. Okay, that pretty much sums up how we can use data validation to make sure we are getting good, clean data into our system. There's a saying that I always use in data. It's called garbage in, garbage out. Let's make sure we clean that data before it comes in. If you have any other tips and tricks that you would like to share with me, please add them to the comments. While you're at it, go ahead and like this video and subscribe. I'd love to give you more content. See you in the next video.